All right, we're getting towards the end of preseason, and Winks Gas is just starting. I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
And
Episode
what do
two,
you
season two.
season two, episode
Our
two,
our
season two?
season
I
two.
can't believe it. Right, picked up a couple more followers on YouTube. I think pick up a little bit more momentum here going into the season. I know things are kind of boring. Everybody just wants to get started. But what are we talking about today?
I like season predictions. I think we should make some predictions. Figure out how wrong we can be.
Okay,
Um,
are you going bold, or are you gonna keep it within reason?
I'm not picking the playoffs like you did last year.
Okay,
So I'm not going that bold. But I
okay,
will say, um, well, I don't know. I'll throw one out there, and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
okay. Go ahead.
My first one is the Wings will finish seventh worst in the NHL.
Uh, I don't know if that's kind
I'm
of
not. I'm not shooting
copping
high
out a
here.
little bit, right?
Is it all right?
I think that's realistic. I think it's a realistic prediction. I think we're going to see a lot of good hockey coming out of this team. I think there's going to be a lot of ups and downs when it comes to the AHL, who's playing up. So I see it happening. I do see it happening. Man, that's real vanilla,
Hey, I'm trying to be right here. That's my goal.
right?
I feel like we're not going to be bottom five. I think there'll be some surprises. I think if Raymond, comes up and plays, I think there's a chance we do all right. I think the power play is going to be improved, and but I don't think we're going to be great. I don't think the depth is there. I don't think if we have injuries, any injury to this team is going to be significantly bad because the depth isn't good.
I believe that. I mean, that depth is the big issue right now. I think it's starting to build up a little bit with the pipeline, but then again, like you said, there's always an injury problem with the Wings. So I will go ahead with that.
Okay.
So my big one is that we trade Tyler Bertuzzi at the deadline.
Oh
I
wow. Okay.
believe he will get vaccinated because that's the big holdup right now, and I do think his back is good because he did play very well last night. So well, it was an empty netter, but still a goal. It's good for confidence. But I do think he will be traded at the deadline for a high prospect.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think you're wrong in the fact that well, okay. If you're right that he actually will be vaccinated, I think it's very possible.
Well, that's the holdup.
Right, that is the holdup. But I think if he's going to do it, he would have done it by now, and it's not going to happen. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But
I,
I
w- I
think
would
he
like it to happen. I think it's the right time for that move to happen. I think that there's value there, especially with grinders being generally seen as hot commodities right now.
yeah.
So it'd be the right time to make that move. But hey, I'm hoping you're right. Let's put it that way. I hope you're right.
Well, I do too. I would like to have another ready to go prospect right now. Um, I think he's just waiting because he's had that injury and he's just waiting for his body to recoup a little bit before he starts going that far with it. But do think he will be traded, and I think it starts at a first. I think we've talked about that before. I think it starts at a first rounder.
It's gonna be a
Um,
first plus to make it make any sense.
but a ready to go prospect, maybe he goes to Toronto, but that's interdivision. Maybe he goes to another high talent. I don't know, high talent prospect pool. I don't know who else that would be, but
Who
yeah,
Bertuzzi?
that
I
yeah,
think Florida would be a great place for Bertuzzi to go. Panthers.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see. That would be really interesting to see because that really doesn't put Florida over the edge, right?
No, but it builds them real well. They're a stout team.
Hmm.
They got Barkov for 8 more years now,
For
and
375 billion,
yeah, he made a little bit of
Florida's
money.
GDP possibly. We
The whole
we
GDP.
right,
Hey,
right, right.
they might need to throw that at that team to actually make some waves down there. But yeah, I think that'd be a good. I think it'd be a good landing place for him. I think he would help an up and coming team. Kind of stabilize. But we'll see. I hope you're right. I'll end it at that.
Okay, go ahead.
My second one is Robbie Fabry has a career year this year.
Again. I think it's the first time he's been like no 100% healthy. So yeah, I think that's another vanilla one, man.
Okay.
But I agree. I agree with you. I think he does have a career year. I think there's all the pieces are there for him to succeed. So that being said, um, his what I've noticed is that that power play has completely changed. I mean, just the way they run it. Everything runs through the slot now. It's not the one
Hmm.
timer. So the scheme of it is what I was trying to say. The scheme of it is a lot better. So, and I think it fits him a lot better. So I think he's going to be so pivotal on that power play. So yeah, I would agree. He will have a career year. What that looks like, 30 goals, 20 goals,
I think it's
25.
I want
I
to say
think
it's
that's,
yeah, 20, 25, 60 points. Robbie Fabry.
we get 60 points out of him. That'd be fantastic.
If he's healthy, I think you get 60 points out of him this year.
It'd be the best trade. That'd be better than the Mantha Ferrana trade, right?
It would be up there. I mean, it was fantastic trade. I mean, you got him for nothing, right? So,
Right.
I mean,
He
it's a
needed to
great trade
start.
either way. It just
Okay.
makes it better.
My next one is we sneak in at eighth and we get destroyed in the first round by Toronto. So
You're
we
going to
will
keep
make the
predicting this
playoffs.
until you're
We will
wrong,
make the
right?
playoffs. We will make the playoffs because I believe Nedeljkovic is going to be our savior this year, and
Wow.
I think Sider is actually going to be. He's up for the Calder, right? I think
He
at
will be up for the Calder.
the end of the year it will be between Sider and Raymond.
Oh,
All right,
wow. You think
that's
we're
two
going to play
bold
that
predictions.
well?
So that's two.
That's
I
two
do
and
believe we're
one.
going to
Wow.
play that well. Well, that's the only way it's going to happen. If
So,
those two play great, Sider eats minutes because DeKaiser's going down. You know that's going to happen.
yeah.
So Sider's going to get those number one pairing minutes. All
Okay.
right. Plus he's going to be PP1. I think it happens now. Granted, something happens to him injury wise. That's not going to happen. But
So
do believe
you're telling me that Cider and Raymond are going
will
to
be
be
top two finishers for the Calder.
top two finishers for the Calder, but Nedeljkovic is going to get us to the playoffs and not even be top two.
No. Well, you got to think they're splitting time, right? No, between Grice and Nedeljkovic, they're going to split time, no matter how good Nedeljkovic plays, right?
I
Because
mean,
Blashl's not going to let it happen. If there's any sort of momentum on any side of the ice, he's not going to let it keep going. He's not going to ride it.
either way, that's like a trifecta of. I mean, Vegas would love you right now. They would take your money gladly.
Well, you got to think a $50 bet on something like that, and then you hit
Hey,
it.
yeah, you could retire maybe. I think
They'll Wingscast studio for us.
the. Okay, my third is, and baby, this is vanilla compared to that. But I think the Red Wings power play goes from one of the worst in the NHL last year to NHL top 10 this year.
Okay, I think that kind of plays off I think Cider at the end of the year is going to be top pairing, and I think Raymond will be kind of that in and out between him and Zadina because I think Zadina is going to get top PP time. So I believe I think Tanguay's got something going over there. I think he's younger. He's got that been there, done yet mentality as well as Eiserman. So I think he brings something that we've never had since Blashill's been here. It's always been career long coaches like Granato, and I mean, and who else? Bilesma. I mean, guy won a Stanley Cup, but I mean, who wouldn't win a Stanley Cup with Malkin and Crosby, right? So I mean,
And especially when the NHL's gifting it to you, right?
oh, right. Anyways, yeah, I where did Bilesma go anyway? He's somewhere.
I don't want to know.
He's in Siberia somewhere. KHL probably. I think he went to the K. He may be coaching the KHL somewhere overseas.
I don't think. I don't know. I don't know where
But
he
yeah,
went. I have no idea.
I'll go with that. I go with that. I'll agree with that. So,
Okay.
what's going to be the big? What's going to get them there? You think? You think it's Tangay? Do you think it's
I think it's
the
Tang.
options?
Well, I think it's Tangay. For one, I think getting away from those telegraphed one timers is a
Right.
big deal. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to think the last 2 years under Bilsma, um, they sat on the left circle, they sat on the right circle, and no one moved. I mean, they're just like, oh, okay, here you go, take a shot, miss the net, don't recover it, have it cleared, attempt the drop pass, fail the entry,
Mhm.
regroup, attempt the drop pass, fail the entry, regroup, make it, pass to the one timer, miss, have the puck cleared, repeat. I mean, it was that's what happened. It was brutal, man. It sucked.
And they
It sucked to
get
watch.
caught in the defensive zone for 45 seconds of that power play.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have one guy come up and interrupt the drop pass, and everyone would look around like,
That's
what
not the
just
way it's
happened?
supposed to go.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no. So
I'll go with that. Yeah, I really like how the power plays. I mean, 3 power play goals against a pretty good. Was that against Columbus?
uh,
Columbus or Chicago? One of the or
was
no,
that
it was
was against
Pittsburgh.
Chicago?
Maybe
That was
it
Chicago.
was against the Chicago, and
Chicago.
they had their big boys in there too.
Yeah, they had Kane and Taves in there. Yeah, they did.
So
I mean, not that Kane and Taves, Kane definitely can't kill, penalty kill. We know that, but Yeah, I think it's gonna be better. I think it's gonna be top 10. I like it. I like the look of it so far. Um, yep. So those are my three. I said Wings finished seventh worst, Fabry career year, and top 10 power play. What's your last?
So my last one is you could call it a covered call, what we call in the biz, um, covering for that sneaking in on the eighth. If we finish bottom two of teams, we will fire Blashill at the end of the year.
Wow. Okay.
Bottom two teams. If we do, we will finish, or we will fire. Blasman will fire Blashill, no questions asked. I think what he had was a burner deal just to kind of get to a point because let's not be honest, 2 years after where they bridge deal a coach to when we are competitive, it doesn't make sense. You just don't do that. I think this is a trial deal. If he I mean, if Blasher comes in and coaches his ass off, which we know is not going to happen, he's going to get a long term deal. But I just don't see it happening. I think it gets to a ceiling and it stops, and that is the height of that ceiling for him.
I think Tanga is here to audition personally.
Okay.
Um, I I mean, he went completely off the board. I think Tanga was he coaching junior or something? College?
Iowa Wild, I think.
Okay. Oh, he was coaching AHL. Okay, that's
Yep.
right. I remember that now. No, I think he's here to audition. I mean, I think Cooper came from the AHL. Is that right?
I believe so.
When he came out, in for Tampa.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he's here to audition. I think Eiserman's going to start looking at other guys and putting them in places in the organization where they'll help and maybe they can take that spot. I don't think Blashill's here no matter what long term for Eiserman. I
I
think
agree.
he's I think he's um convenient. I think he's known. He's going to teach D, which I mean, guys need to learn. These guys need to learn to play D, and that's fine. But we all know at this point the guy, can't find offense in a bag full of offense. Like he just can't do
That's
it.
true.
So I mean, no
Well,
matter what, he's getting some of and I think he's just bland. And I think instead of his rookies and all these young guys having to unlearn a system for the next guy, I think basically they're just getting taught D, and the next guy's gonna be able to come in and have his way with the team, more or less. So it'd be more or less a blank slate that they don't have to unlearn bad habits. And
no, I
I
agree.
think he's just waiting to find the right guy.
Agreed. I think I think the vision of the team is kind of changing. It's shifted a lot from last year to this year because of Raymond, because of Cider now as a shoe in. Some of these guys are coming to fruition a little bit quicker than I imagined. And I know since you imagined because we thought you thought Raymond was going to um, Sweden one more year, right?
Yeah,
So
I
the
did.
the dynamic of that team is changing, and honestly, I thought he was too. I said it, he was going to make it out of camp, but I deep down, I thought he was going to play another year over there. But thankfully, we got him here. But with that being said, we've got school scores now. Verona gets back in 4 months minimum. We may not see him this year,
Might
but
not.
he gets back this year, next year. That team has possibility of two, maybe three 30 goal scorers, right? You have Rana. Um, I mean, Larkin can turn it on. Larkin's
I
done it
think
before, right?
Larkin has done it before. He scored 30 before.
Maybe Bert if
Bert's
he
yeah.
stays.
I mean, maybe if he stays healthy and he stays here, on the team, uh, you're not gonna have more than 3 30 goal scorers, though. I mean, there's just not the goals to go around, right? I mean, more or
Right.
less. If you had 4 30 goal scorers, it'd be insane.
Well, you'd be in the playoffs, right?
I
I
think
think
you'd
if
have
you,
to be,
well, yeah,
unless you were just terrible at defense.
the
I mean, but
potential for four makes it's there. It is there. It's just you got to hit it the sweet spot, right? You guys, as Dina, I think is going to be an X factor this year. So
I've
he's
come
possibility of 30.
I've come down on Zadina a little bit as a goal scorer. I think the playmaking's there.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're scoring goals, you have to have a playmaker too, and Larkin is not a playmaker.
no,
So
he needs to shoot more.
he needs to shoot. He needs to, he just can't run the puck down to the goal line and take these terrible shots. Just try to do it all on his own like he has the last 2 years. It just hasn't been good. So I think Zadina with some confidence to be a playmaker. Raymond is definitely a playmaker. We've seen that. and he's billed as a playmaker who can shoot. I don't know if he ever gets 30. I don't think. I think Datsuk maybe hit 31 time off the top of my head. I don't know if he ever did. But you're not complaining about how Datsuk played, right? So is 30 goals great? Yeah, but I mean he can be so much more outside of goal scoring, and I think that maybe people need to temper their expectations on the goal scoring portion of that, and look at the rest of what he does over
Sure.
his the next couple of years, his career, whatever you want to call it.
Quick side note though, did you see the Mantha breakaway goal?
Yeah, I seen that.
Who was it? They were fawning over it. I'm like, he just waved his stick around it and went 5-hole on the goalie. That's it. What
That
he
was
should have been
nice.
doing over here. But I mean, it
Yeah,
was a nice play. But I'm glad to see he's doing well. But I think I was just thinking about this morning when I saw the highlight. I'm like, you know, that guy, he'll get a little bit of confidence and maybe score 20, 25, maybe 30. But I, I don't think he's that type of player to sustain that, especially as lazy as he seems to be. So,
might get the right coach under him though, right? I mean, that's what
I
we're hoping
guess.
here, right? I mean, I don't know.
Right. Well, we'll see. I'd like to see Tanguay get a shot at it if the power play is going to be this good this year.
If he can pull the power play through this year, you'll see another year of Blash. But if he has continued success on that power play, especially if they're top 10 in the league, like especially, I mean, if you go top 10 in the league power play 2 years and Blash is up, I think he stands a chance. I think he stands
Well,
a
I
chance
think
at.
you're going to have to because somebody else is going to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he could be poached out of here. I mean, he could be poached out of here just for more money to run a power play somewhere else as an assistant coach. You never know. I doubt that.
Right.
I bet Eisner would pay him, especially if
Oh,
you're
for
doing
sure.
that well.
I
And you,
don't think he's ever spared an expense on a coach.
yeah, I don't know his assistant coaches in I didn't follow his bench that much outside of Cooper, but yeah, I think it's gonna be better. It's gonna be fun to watch this year. We're not gonna be a significantly better team in the standings, but we're gonna play better hockey.
It's gonna be, yeah, it is going to be fun to watch. Hopefully, we can catch a few this year.
Yeah, it'd be nice
Um,
to do it in person too. That'd be great.
right? Maybe do some. I don't know if we can do a live stream out there, right? But
I doubt it. It'd be pretty tough.
yeah, it'd be pretty tough to do. It's hard enough to get the audio right on this stuff, so I'm sure it'd be a big pain in the ass to do it there. But yeah, I'd like to get down there and see a couple, maybe have a couple pops, spend $65 on 2 beers, and you
That
know,
does happen.
let that be it. But yeah, really excited for this year. I just this damn preseason's taking way too long, way too. We're NFL preseason level here, so I'm just wait. I
Pretty true.
cannot wait for it to be done.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us tonight. Or this morning. This is released on Saturday. We're recording it Friday night.
Hmm.
Um, tell us how wrong we are, or how right we are. It would be nice to hear how right we are.
Yep. I'm the one that deals with the BS on that
Yeah.
comment section
Comment.
sometimes. So
Comment.
comment
Talk
to
to
me. I'll
Josh.
relate to Chris. If you think Chris is an idiot or I'm an idiot, I'll just reply to you. So I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next Wednesday.